I'm waiting for Oluwemi.
I'm waiting. Oluwemi want to start like now.
And he wants to give me the laptop. Please give me the laptop, sir. Let me just finish. From now, as soon as I start, 10 minutes, I'm done. Worst case, 15, we give you back the laptop. They will not. Say you are done with the production, just this picture. Your first headline is revenue allocation, right? Yeah?
Let's do this thing. Are we going out? Are we coming in? Which one? Which one are we in? Exactly, you're talking. I can see that you're talking. Not to this one I stop.
Timer. I alter those headlines. I don't tell you, don't know. Everyone, and welcome to another interesting episode of the program TVN Business Time. My name is Nten Epan. I'm your regular host on the program. On TVN Business Time, we'll bring you business news from Nigeria. We'll also look at what is happening in the world of business elsewhere outside of the country. Specifically, we'll take a look at the Asian and US stock market reports to know the stocks you want to invest in. Back home, we'll also look at the close of business, the floor of the Nigerian stock exchange of the previous day, and not forgetting the exchange rate of the Naira as it stands with some major currencies across the globe. And moving on to the headlines for today, revenue allocation, the federal government rise by 36% to 1.9 trillion naira. CBN test reveals loopholes in bank's anti-money laundering system. And on the foreign scene, Snapchat redesign, user growth sings, hitting Snap shares, and iconic guitar maker Gibson files for bankruptcy. Those are the headlines. Now let's begin immediately with stories on the local scene. And on to our first report, revenue allocation of the federal government rises by 36 to 1.9 trillion naira. According to that report, buoyed by increase in all revenue, statutory allocation by 36% to 1.9 quarter of 28 from 1.4 trillion in the corresponding period of 2017. Analysis showed that Nigeria's daily income from oil shot up by 83% to $112.9 million at the end of first quarter 2018 from 61.8 million in the first quarter of 2017, courtesy of higher crude oil prices and increased crude oil production. Further analysis showed that average crude oil price at the end of first quarter stood at 67.81 barrel and up by 24% from 54.17 barrel in first quarter of 2017. Similarly, daily crude oil production rose by 47% to 1.6 million per day in the first quarter of 2018 from the initial 1.4 million barrels per day in first quarter of 2017. When the breakdown of the data by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS showed that the Federation Account Allocation Committee FAC distributed or disbursed 655.18 billion in January, 635.55 billion in February, and 647.39 billion in March to the three tiers of government in the first quarter of 2018, while 430.16 billion was distributed in January, 514.15 in February, and 466.93 in March was received by the three tiers of government in the corresponding period of 2017. Now moving on to the next story, CBN test reveals loopholes in banks' anti-money laundering system. That report says that majority of the deposit money banks in the country failed an anti-money laundering system examination conducted by the Central Bank of Nigeria, a report by the CBN has revealed. According to the 2017 CBN half-year economic report, the commercial banks failed to meet a number of enhancements on some high-risk collation and reporting of foreign currency transactions, and suspicious transactions were not fully automated in some banks. The CBN report read in part, the CBN conducted an anti-money laundering / combating terrorism financial compliance examination of 25 reporting banks. The examination was guided by the statutory provisions of the Money Laundering CFT Regulations 2013 and recommendations of the Financial Actions Task Force. The exercise revealed a number of shortcomings in the following areas: their customer due diligence, copies of identification documents such as international passports and national identification cards were not in some customs files, while enhanced due diligence was either not conducted or inadequately conducted on high-risk customers. And moving on to the third story on the local scene, FSDH Merchant Bank profit before tax rises to 5.56 billion naira. And according to that report, FSDH Merchant Bank has recorded 44% increase in profit before tax, which rose to 5.56 billion naira in the financial year ended December 2017. Managing Director and CEO of FSDH Merchant Bank, Mrs. Hamda Amba, disclosed this at the pre-annual general meeting press briefing held at the bank's head office in Lagos. She disclosed that the board is proposing dividend of 2.21 billion naira, which translates to 79 kobo per share. She said, and I quote, "In the financial year under review, the FSDH Group recorded a total asset size of 151.7 billion naira. The group's shareholders' funds stood at 34.6 billion as at December 31st, 2017, a 24.26% increase from the position of 27.86 billion for the financial year ended 31st of December 2016. The group achieved a profit before tax, that's PTT, of 5.56 billion for the financial year ended December 31st, 2017. This represents an increase of 44% when compared with the profit of 3.86 billion for the year ended December 31, 2016. And on to our last story on the local business in Fidelity Bank's profits soared by 94%. And according to that story, Fidelity Bank PLC has delivered another set of strong financial results, posting a 94.4% growth profits for the year ended December 31st, 2017, and is proposing to pay an 11 kobo dividend to shareholders. Now, details of the full year audit results for the lender released on Monday at the Nigerian Stock Exchange (NSE) shows impressive growth in all key indices. The performance capped a remarkable 2017 financial year for the bank, which returned to the international capital markets and successfully issued a $400 million Euro bond that was oversubscribed by over 200. And gross earnings grew by 83 to 179.9 billion naira from 152 billion in 2016, while profit after tax surged by 93.7 to 18.9 billion compared with 9.7 billion recorded in the previous year. Net interest income, that's NIM, increased by 15.4 to 71.5 billion in 2017. Net operating income rose by 9.9 from 86 billion to 78 billion, while in total assets grew by 6.2 from 1.3 trillion to 1.4 trillion in the period under review. Those are the stories making headlines today on the local business scene. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to take you to the international business scene, and we'll bring you all of the trending stories over there. This is TVN Business Time. Don't go away.
Of live television on the go? Think no more. Television Nigerian has got you covered, no matter your age, your education, language, tribe, or religion. Whether it is in your car, your office, or any other place of your choice, you can depend on Television Nigerian anytime, any day, and anywhere. We are online 24/7. You can catch the latest news, politics, sports, and entertainment via your mobile phone, your tablet, or any other device at no extra data. Channel Television Nigeria, and also follow us on Television Nigeria.
Welcome back to TVN Business Time, and just before that break, we brought you local stories on the business scene. Let's go to what is happening in the international market. And of course, top on our headlines for today's Snapchat redesign. User growth sings hitting Snap shares, and that report says that shares in Snapchat's parent firm fell 17%, revealing the app's controversial design had made it less attractive to would-be users. Only 4 million new users were added in the opening 3 months of 2018, just over half the number that was forecast. And Snap has warned growth and revenue could slow substantially in the second quarter. That is because the number of daily active users on Snapchat is crucial for generating advertising revenue. The data was revealed in the firm's first results since January overhaul of the messaging app. Revenue jumped by more than half to $230 million. That's about 169 million pounds in the first quarter, but also came in below analyst expectations. Snap blamed the redesign for disrupting user behavior and creating some apprehension among its advertisers. And to the next story right now on the foreign scene, iconic guitar maker Gibson files for bankruptcy. And according to that report, Gibson, an iconic American guitar manufacturer, has filed for bankruptcy. The company has at least $100 million of debt and perhaps as much as $500 million, according to paperwork filed in Delaware on Tuesday. But Gibson still has plans to get back on its feet. It will liquidate its consumer electronics business, which sells headphones, speakers, and accessories, while reorganizing its musical instruments and professional audio business, which has been more stable. Gibson will emerge from Chapter 11 with working capital finances, materially less debt, and a leaner and stronger musical instrument-focused platform, the company said in a statement. The Nashville-based guitar maker was founded in 1894. Its popular Les Paul Electric is one of the best-selling guitars of all times and has been used by famous musicians like Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, and Pete Townshend. And moving on, solid iPhones sale boosts revenues. That's our next story. And according to our report, Apple plans to double its share buyback scheme to $100 billion. That's about 73 billion pounds, as solid iPhone sales helped revenues rise 16%, just over $61 billion. The company said it sold 52.2 million phones in the 3 months to March, only a touch below expectations, despite waning global demand for smartphones. Revenues at Apple's services business, that includes Apple Music and the App Store, jumped almost a third to $9.1 billion. Shares rose 3 in after hours of trading. The plan to boost its share buyback helped push shares higher, but overall, the quarter was impressive, said Ben Stanton, an analyst at Canalys. It looks like on pretty much every front, Apple has had a win, he said. But Apple said the iPhone X was the best-selling model in every week of the quarter, despite costing almost $1,000. The average selling price came in at $728, below analyst expectation of $742, which finance chief Luca Mestri blamed on clearing stocks of older models. And moving on to our next story now, oil markets brace for Trump to kill Iran deal. And according to that report, the Iran nuclear deal may be doomed, at least if you believe the global oil market is working. Oil prices have surged partly because of mounting expectations that President Trump will kill the 2015 agreement, which allowed Iran to export more crude. Trump must decide by May 12 whether to reimpose sanctions on the OPEC nation. Brent crude, the global benchmark, briefly soared above $75 per barrel on Monday after Israel leveled new nuclear allegations against Iran. Bringing back sanctions on Iran could knock out as much as 1 million barrels per day of crude supply, dealing a blow to increasingly fragile energy markets. There will be a significant disruption, said Michael Wintner, global head of oil research at Societe Generale. The market is assuming that oil sanctions will snap back into Iran. And those are all of the stories on the foreign business scene. Up next on our lineup is a stock market report, but we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll bring you details of what is transpiring at the stock market report presently and of course at close of business yesterday. Welcome back. Let's take you to the stock market report now. And as at the close of business, remember yesterday there was no business at the floor of the Nigerian stock market because of the public holiday declared by government to mark Workers' Day. So let's bring you what transpired over the weekend as we entered Monday. And according to the stock market report, the total turnover of 1.825 billion shares worth 24.653 billion in 23,144 deals were traded the previous week by investors on the floor of the exchange, in contrast to that of 3,008 billion shares valued at 30 billion 296 million that exchange has last week in 24,036 deals. The financial services industry measured by volume led the activity chart with 1,360 billion shares valued at about 14.624 billion traded in 12,118 deals, thus contributing 74.51 and 59.40 to the total equity turnover volume and value respectively. The consumer goods industry followed with 124.816 million shares worth 6,910 billion in about 3,709 deals. The third place was occupied by oil and gas industry with a turnover of 112.479 million shares worth 1,389 million in 3,429 deals. And now let's look at the top gainers and then the top losers as at close of business on Monday. Remember, there was nothing that happened at the Nigerian stock market yesterday. So let's look at the top advancers. Those are the top 5 gainers. Better Glass gained 4.79. Julius Berger 4.28. Dangote Cement gained, of course, 0.41. CCNN 4.87, and Guarantee was also among the gainers. Now let's take a look at what the decliners were like as at close of business of that day, and well as the top trades. Okay, let's look at the top 5 trades that benefit: UBA, FBNH, Zenith Bank, and not forgetting Transcorp. Those were the top 5 trades as at close of business on Monday. Last time we had any trading on the floor of the house. Okay, let's bring you what is happening. The Nigerian Naira, as it is trading with 3 major currencies this morning, 2nd of May. Of course, the US dollar is selling for 360 Naira. That's the buying price for Nigeria, and is selling for 362. The British pound is exchanging for 500 Naira, and if you're selling that, it's about 505, while the euro is at 436, and while it sells for 442. Now, up next, we're going to take you to the Asia and the American business market. Now, let's begin with Asian market right now. The Nikkei 225 index is standing at open trading at 22,473 to close on a negative note at minus 0.16. The Nikkei 300 index is also losing at minus 0.25. The Hang Seng index is losing also minus 0.27, while the FTSE Straits Times index also losing minus 0.04. The ASX All Ordinary Shares Index is gaining this day at plus 0.60. The S&P ASX Mid Cap 50 Index in Asia is also on the positive note this morning, gaining 0.08%, while the S&P ASX 100 Index also closed on a positive note at 0.54. And of course, taking you now to the United States market, the Nikkei 225 index is gaining, the 300 index is gaining, the Hang Seng index is gaining, the Straits Times index is gaining, the ASX All Ordinary Shares is gaining, S&P also, as well as the S&P index. All of those are ending the day on a very positive note. And those are all of the reports we have for you on the stock market report, not just in Nigeria, but elsewhere as it is happening in the international markets. Okay, back now, let's end this business time with a reminder of the headlines for today. And on the local scene, we did tell you that revenue allocation to federal government and others has risen by 36% to a whopping 1.9 trillion naira. CBN test reveals loopholes in banks' anti-money laundering systems. And in the foreign, seeing Snapchat redesign, user growth sinks hitting Snap shares. And iconic guitar maker Gibson has filed for bankruptcy after being in debt for over $100 million and another $500 million in paperwork. Well, those are all of the stories we have for you today on TVN Business Time, and I am glad you stood with us up until this time. Let's do this again same time tomorrow. Until then, do enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.